Welcome back to the coverage of YCS Rimini, and it is casual round 7.
It's pretty casual here,
It is
Ollie.
pretty casual, yes. It's the last round of the day. That means we can lose a bit of the tension.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit more relaxed, I guess.
Relaxing.
You're very relaxed.
Yeah, I'm relaxed.
You're taking taking a page out of that World Championship playbook, I think. For
Chilling
our
out.
last round, we picked, of course, a bubble match.
Yep.
If it's the first time you heard that word, for whatever reason, because you know other weird words like bricking, a bubble match means that we have two players who still have a shot at advancing to the second day or to the knockout stages. If they win, they're going to be in.
Yep.
If they lose, they're going to be out.
Yep.
Most likely, unless tiebreakers carry them there, something like
Yep.
that. We did find a very interesting deck for our particular bubble match this round. We got Jens Eckardt from Germany, who has been on our radar because he's playing Infernoids.
Yeah.
And his opponent is
That's it for some time.
a Dutch national champion, in fact, Joshua Oosters, who is playing Kozmo. What can you tell us about these two decks, Luke?
So Kozmo Demise is the version that Joshua's gone for, and he's playing artifacts, which is really interesting.
Actually, yeah, I've seen that one time when I was walking by, and I was like, artifacts? Did I miss something?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a small trick in a sense.
Mhm.
It's like Sanctum is kind of a one-off thing that you're only going to really catch your opponent off with that once.
Yeah.
If they're like blind twin twistering stuff. And
So do you
yeah.
think that these cards are always going to get sided out after the first game?
No, you probably keep them in. They're consistently good. It's not like they're bad in any way. Just
Mhm.
I
The element of surprise is only
yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. Yeah.
You're only going to shock your opponent once.
Yeah.
So, interesting deck, I guess. We do have quite a few Cosmo players in the field, actually. We're going to take a look at that after the round. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. What about Infernoid? We've not seen that at all.
No, and he's playing Where Art Thou. I love that card.
So,
Yeah, Where Art Thou. He's playing Fiend Sanctuary. He's playing a lot of really kind of strange stuff. He's only playing Infernoids with just one Light Swan in there, Raiden.
mhm.
How many copies of Charge is he playing? He's playing the full 2 copies of Charge, full Insufficiency. It's kind of as you would expect, obviously, with the addition of Path of Desires.
Right. Yeah, a very good card for this particular deck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you just play a lot of 3-ofs.
Yeah.
So,
And it's one of those decks that's also running reasoning, so you can tell he's not
Mhm.
like he's got these different levels, of course, and he's
Yeah.
not hoping for one particular card.
No.
Lots in this deck can be really useful for him.
Mhm.
All right, what do you think? What's the matchup going to be like? Who's the favorite going into this match?
Oh, it's hard to say. I mean, Infernoids could take it if they manage to put enough of their big negation guys on the field. But I think Kozmo is the more consistent, kind of does their strategy every time well.
Yeah.
Kind of deck.
And
So
that worked well for Joshua Schmidt earlier, where we saw an
Yeah.
interesting deck with some great combos, ultimately falling victim to its own inconsistencies.
yeah, so this is it's kind of
So
more consistent.
is it fair to say that Jens Eckardt is most likely going to lose to himself rather
Yeah.
than to his opponent,
I
to,
think so,
to
yeah.
the inconsistency of
Yeah.
his own deck?
Yeah, it's probably just because Joshua he's going to be able to put Dark Destroyer on the board.
Mhm.
Dark Destroyer is really tough to deal with, so you can just kind of put Dark Destroyer there and say, okay, you try and make some plays, but then eventually I'm going to be able to outpower you.
Yeah. All right, let's see if Jens Eckardt is going to be able to overcome the bad odds in a way. Let's take you guys to the table for our last feature match of the day. All right, we had a little bit of a longer break there for some technical difficulties, but the good thing is we are in the middle of the match already. Well, first turn, don't get me wrong.
Yep. So he just teleported the Tin Cannon and then Tin Can's effect. Dark Lady Landwalker.
Yeah,
Dark
you guys
Destroyer,
didn't miss anything, is what we're
Yeah.
saying. Right,
and then the huge 4 back rows.
4 back row cards. The first time we've seen that this weekend, and those are 4 good back row cards.
Yeah.
Like, without question.
Mm.
There is actually the Artifact Sanctum that you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
So that is going to be interesting.
Yeah, a nice bit of disruption there. So it's not going to be too relevant in this matchup because his main play is to play Artifact Sanctum and then summon Scythe. So it's kind of that's the big play that you would want to make with the Sanctum,
Right.
To stop all the pendulum decks and blue eyes and all these various things.
Okay, so there's 1-for-1 coming down.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to react to that. To that.
Not right now. I think he's got a lot of
actually he does.
reactive destruction cards.
He's using Call of the Haunted.
Oh yeah, that's good. You can give a Dark Destroyer. Dark Destroyer's effect's gonna target itself. Oh okay, yeah, that's cool. That's a cool little interaction. He can put it on chain with Decatron, so the Decatron doesn't have the ability to negate. Like Decatron, generally you'll send a card that is one of the big Infernoids that you can negate stuff with, but because Dark Destroyer is already on chain, then they can't do that.
Right.
That's a nice little chain there.
Very aware of what the opponent was trying there.
Yeah,
Did he already know that it was Inferno that he was going up against?
No, but I think that
1-for-1 is a giveaway?
1-for-1 is a giveaway.
Yeah. Okay.
He discarded a Tondle.
All right. Yeah.
So
There we go.
yeah,
He's not a mind reader.
no.
And then again, sometimes you have players that know what the opponent is playing because they've seen them playing next to them in the round before, or something like that.
I am so surprised that people haven't thought about Wear Off Thou in Infernoids until now. Yeah, you can summon Pure Mass and then play Wear Off Thou, get Decatron, normal summon Decatron, and then you've completely got around the limitations of Wear Off Thou.
There is Artifact Sanctum.
Yeah, just a moral attack. So, Joshua here has all the answers.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's more in his back row.
Yeah.
Not the instant fusion, of course, but
No.
yeah.
Yeah, so Jens here, he's still got plays. He could
This is the field of Joshua.
he could play Instant Fusion on Thousand Eyes Restrict and then play Wear Off Thou on it. That's if he plays Thousand Eyes Restrict. I'd expect him to. Just having a quick look. Some of his deck list is in German. Okay, yeah, he just goes for Norden. Yeah, of course, you should just do it that way instead. That makes far more sense. Yeah, he can get Decatron and then play Wear Off Thou on it.
What's the problem? What card did you not?
This one?
That's Chunk Arkfiend. Does that make sense?
Scrap Archfiend.
Scrap, yeah. Scrap Chunk. Almost the same thing in
Yeah.
German.
Yeah.
Not in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not saying that, guys.
Yeah. Junk Warrior would be very unhappy with you.
Yeah.
I ain't no Scrap
Yeah,
Warrior.
the words are synonyms in German.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
Alright.
here we go.
It's
I
interesting.
guess he's deciding. He's kind of clarifying with his opponent. Oh, is this summon okay?
Yeah, it's also interesting to see that Jens is like losing a card, but
Yeah.
he's eventually going to have a big
He's
play.
gonna have something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it was a big play, but he's gonna have something at least. He's gonna Wear Off Thou another Decatron here.
So why is this card so good in Infernoid?
Well, because you can, as long as you can get a level 1 monster on the field without normal summoning, then you play Wear Off Thou, search the monster, and then normal summon it. And the restriction of Wear Off Thou is that if you don't normal summon the monster you search, then you take 2,000 damage.
Right.
So
you always want to.
you always want to normal summon the monster so you don't take the 2,000 damage.
So the drawback of the card is not really much of a drawback.
Yeah.
It's almost like a different version of 1-for-1 in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay, so who is currently ahead in this situation?
I think it's got to be the Kozmo player here.
Joshua, okay.
So he's
Doesn't look like much of a Kozmo player. Like a bit, but with the artifact on the
Yeah,
field.
it seems weird, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
you're
It
like,
seems a little weird.
What's that?
Yeah. I mean, the art of Wear Off Thou as well is just awesome. It's got the outstanding Dog Maron in there, which is always cool. So yeah, he's just gonna warning the pure mass. Pure mass. I mean, Joshua here just had all the answers.
Yeah.
Jens has one card left in hand, which is Raiden. He's gonna have to mill some kind of miracles here. That was not the miracles that he was looking for. I guess he can go into Trishula right now. That'd be cool.
It's one way of wording it.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, it'd be cool, but it wouldn't really help him too much.
Yeah, it's just for the fans, I guess.
Yeah.
We've seen some other interesting and creative moves in the feature match area.
Oh yeah.
Some people were more interested in being famous than being successful.
Yep. So I really don't know what Jens is going to do here. I feel like he's just been really, really heavily shut down. He's kind of browsing through his cards here. Guess he's gonna synchro something into an 8. That is Scarlight Dragon. Maybe. It's so shiny. So yeah, Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. So that destroys all. You can activate it. It destroys all special summon monsters on your opponent's side of the field who has defense less than the attack of Scarlight. I think that's the effect if I remember it correctly.
Trying to bring it up for you guys.
Yeah.
And then let's hope that it's pretty certain, pretty positive that this is going to be the effect.
Yeah. Destroys monsters. Affect monsters on the field with less attack less than this card's.
Def? Oh.
It's just attack less than this card.
Oh, okay. So
Then you
everything
inflict-
with less than 3k.
Yeah. And then you inflict 500 damage per monster.
Oh my. That's
I mean, it was a nice little kind of.
I'm not sure if little
gimmicky play.
is the correct attribute.
Well, but he's gonna float 2 Cosmos here, so it's he's basically destroyed one monster.
Yeah, it's not. That's the reason why cards like Raigeki are no longer on the
Must see list.
Yeah.
So you can just go get Strawman or something.
Ever since we
Wizard's
saw
attack?
Shadol be a real thing, there have been so many decks that really don't mind seeing their monsters getting destroyed.
Yeah,
And Burning
exactly.
Abyss is the same.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you destroyed my Dante. Well, I guess
Yeah.
thank you is in order.
Yeah, this seems like a clever move actually. If he summons double Slip Rider, then his opponent has to attack one, and then he can summon what he really wants, which is a Strawman. That's kind of what you want. You want Strawman to be able to get back. Because if he just leaves these like this, then he's going to just overlay into Nova, Infinity, take the Scarlight. Like, he has to destroy one of these now.
All right.
Yeah, so...
That's the attack. Nothing
Yeah.
too surprising there.
Now, probably... I think Strawman.
Talk about a simplified game state.
Yeah.
We've never seen so few cards on the field or in the hands of these
Yeah.
players all day. Like,
Yeah.
2 cards on the field on for Joshua
Yeah.
and 1 card on the field for Jens.
And in honesty, it doesn't even matter, because it's really hard to see Joshua's black sleeves here. He's still got that face down, which
Yeah, he does.
is a Sanctum,
Sanctum, yeah.
which is a level 5 monster.
Oh, yes.
So he can still make a nice Exceed play with that Slip Rider.
Card of Demise would be a really good draw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so he chooses to go for Tin Can instead of this Strawman. That's fair enough as well.
He activates the effect of Tin Can.
Yeah.
Still in the end phase, or the same turn.
Yeah, I guess he's just trying to thin his deck out a little bit more.
Yeah, he wants to improve the chances
Yeah.
of drawing that important device.
I think what he's kind of doing here is he's taking a little bit of a risk, but not massively. Because he could have guaranteed got Strawman, but at the same time that Strawman may have been threatened. Actually, no, he has no cards in hand, so no, he wouldn't have been threatened.
Yeah, we're talking about simplified game states.
Yeah,
But
really simple.
now the consistency of the Cosmo deck.
Yeah,
I
this is
guess-
what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's gonna kick in.
Yeah.
This is how he planned to get his hands on the Strawman.
Yeah. Well, he kind of.
Yeah,
Regardless of what he got from Tin Can there, it was always going to be good. He either got
Yeah.
the Strawman, which he wanted originally, Dark Destroyer, or you always want Dark Destroyer, or Cosmo Town, which was going to get back the Dark Destroyer from the Banished Zone anyway. So in reality, he got what he wanted at the end of the day.
Yeah, switching gears right now, turning to offense.
It's game. It's game right
Yeah.
now.
Switching gears in the most furious of ways. That is
Yeah.
1-0, and in a way, like we said, it was the consistency in the end.
Yeah, it's the consistency, but also the fact that it just like Cosmos just they stick around. If you destroy a Dark Destroyer, you don't really.
Yeah.
You just destroy one of many other Cosmo cards that are gonna come back.
Yeah.
To haunt you.
So, like you said, the Scarlet Red Dragon Arcfiend looked impressive, but
Like,
in the end,
if you had Dweller on the board as well,
okay,
that
yeah,
would have been bonkers. But
yeah, just the big monster is no longer enough.
no.
Otherwise,
definitely not.
Otherwise we would see more Blue Eyes White Dragon, I guess.
Yeah.
We actually didn't see that all weekend so far.
No, we've not seen it at
on
all.
our stream.
I don't think that many people are going to be playing Blue Eyes this weekend because of this reason that so the OCG don't have Cosmo, the World Championships didn't have Cosmo, so it's like Dark Destroyer is just a better Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah, but in any case, it seemed like that Joshua was making the most of his options.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Prevailed.
He played it well.
Ultimately prevailed.
Yeah. I think Jens is playing more of a kind of singular combos based deck.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, if it works, it works. If not, then it doesn't work.
And we've seen him a couple of times in the past, Jens. He always plays like these crazy decks in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall what he was playing in the past because I don't remember. But I'm 100% sure we saw him. Yes, there was one match that he was playing Six Samurai.
Okay, which event was that?
In round 2, he was going up against Joshua Schmidt with Burning Abyss, and that was December 2014. What event was that? I'm trying to find that out. I think that was Milan. Is that correct?
Milan.
Gonna find it out. I'm gonna dig deep right here. Okay, the link is no longer.
No,
working.
I think it was Milan.
Yeah, it was definitely. It was one of the craziest matches we have had. It was a 2-0 clean sweep, Six Samurai at a time when nobody
played
was
Six
expecting
Samurai,
Six Samurai. Of course, I mean that part is.
Oh no, was it 2014? You just said
2014.
I thought
yeah.
Milan was in 2015. All the YCS is just kind of blend.
Okay, YCS Milan 2014, 6 and 7 of December 2014.
Oh, that sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm just got the other thing open. Yes, 6. Yeah, that's correct. It was YCS Milan 2014, which also happens to be the largest event.
Yes, largest event ever.
1,461 duelists.
I think we had, I think it was something like 900 Italians showed up.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Something
just the Italians.
Something crazy like that.
We're making it already one of the largest events, and then of course we have a few other players.
Yeah, it was reasonably easy to get to in Milan.
Yeah, but I think that was one of the strongest showings from one single nation we've ever seen. Not counting the US, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, biggest event in Europe.
Yes. Game 2. Jens Eckardt is starting. Not surprising.
No, not surprising at all. He
got
opens one phone again. Wow.
Decatron, Patrolea, Deviati, and Raiden again.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting that he would choose to try and get some plays from the Raiden rather than summon a guaranteed Decatron mill. But I guess he wanted to make an Omega here.
You think he was greedy?
No, I think making Omega's fine.
It definitely sounds fine to me.
Yeah, making Omega's fine. It's two choices you have. You can either consistently get your Infernoid engine running, or you choose to go for this play. Instead.
Like you said, lots of risk, but also big rewards for this deck.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if he didn't mill an Infernoid from the Raiden here, he wouldn't be able to summon the Patrulia. He wouldn't be able to summon Patrulia to make the Exceed summon. So it's kind of...
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise. But, yeah, anyway. So
all worked out well.
Yeah, it worked out all good. So 1-for-1 for the Decatron here. turning Decatron into one of these really, really powerful Infernoid monsters. He was going to go for Onuchu. Okay, he swapped it so many times. Yeah, Onuchu. Okay, so I'm going to have to remember which way around. I could never remember which way around Deviati and Onuchu are. One of them negates spells and traps, and one of them negates monster effects. I think he's probably going to want to go for the one that negates monster effects. So
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
probably Onuchu.
I'm just gonna bring up the Onunchu for you guys. We cannot bring it up on the right hand side of the screen, but of course we can just look up the card text. Yeah, must be special summoned on so on, so on, so on. You can destroy all other monsters on the field when it's special summoned once per turn during spell or trap is activated. You can tribute one monster to negate the activation if you do banish it.
That's fair enough, yeah. I think the thing is, though, Jens has got nothing else. He's only got this Omega and a Decatron.
Decatron in hand. It's quite interesting. He went down to just 3 cards.
Yeah.
And with that,
huge minus.
It's up to Joshua, who is going up with the number of cards.
Ooh, he doesn't have any pilots though.
He's
going to negate that pot of duality. That's better than he knows. That's a lot better than he knows actually. Because best he can do now is strike. I don't understand why Jens isn't playing Omega right now. He's thinking about it. No. I guess you want to leave a monster on the board just in case, because you don't want, like, if you play it and then he just has Farm Girl, like, yeah, you're going to be really sad about it.
Right. So you want to wait until the battle phase is over?
Well, yeah, he's not going to even have a battle phase. He's going to go straight to the end phase. So he's got Solemn. He's got Solemn Strike and Call. Yeah.
Yep.
Most likely. I mean, at this point, it makes no difference whether he uses Omega, because Omega's going to be coming straight back to the field in the standby phase.
Yeah, but like you said, you don't want to do it like before the battle phase if there's a farm girl or something.
It's kind of scary.
So there was definitely...
Oh, no, he said Scythe.
Oh. Yeah, he keeps the Call of the Haunted in hand.
Yeah, I mean, he's got no target.
Doesn't have a target yet, but very often... I've seen people set the call first because they expect to
you'd think that he would say it.
So he didn't use the Omega, is that correct?
Okay, that's correct, yeah.
Oh,
that makes sense not to use the Omega.
Okay. Just checking.
There's no real reason to use it, because he's already set. Like, if anything, you'd use it to take away one of the trap cards that he would want to set.
Right.
That's the only possible way. But you wouldn't want to risk doing it in case he just happens to have, like, teleport or something. If he has teleport. But even if he has teleport, he would teleport Tin Cannon. I guess the only way that you would outright lose to that would be if he had Farm Girl.
Right.
Which we know he plays, because he won with it in the first game, right? Yeah.
Okay, so Jens got Decatron and Harmonic. What can he muster up here?
He's going to play Decatron. Most likely going to play Decatron from hand. Oh no, he goes for one of the big guys. So yeah, I think he's taking the risk here. That's Deviati. That destroys all spell and traps when it's summoned, I'm sure. Yeah, so it's going to get striked. That's great for Jens. He's just taking out his opponent's life points inadvertently here.
Yeah. It's interesting that everything is falling into place for him.
Yeah.
In a way.
That seems really strange.
We don't want to take any credit away from him, but like it really thinks like things are happening the way he wants them to happen, even though he might not know that this is the way he wants them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Joshua here he's in a really struggling position. I mean, even if he had just like one tin can or something, he would be in a fantastic spot.
Yeah, it's really like, interestingly enough, Joshua is currently losing because of inconsistencies in his own deck.
Seems quite strange. Yeah, so it's just putting the levels onto Decatron here. PMS, I'm pretty sure that's the one that it destroys set cards or something like that. Pretty sure it destroys set cards.
All right.
Or returns them to the deck. Yeah,
so
shuffles them into the deck.
Yeah, Jens has basically cleared Joshua's field completely.
Yeah, even though that scythe... Well, it's good that he put the scythe back in, because if he draws it, then he's lost.
Yeah.
So kind of adding that inconsistency to your opponent's deck. Even if it was something good, and it getting shuffled away was good. So.
Yeah. There's no reason to not do it.
No, exactly.
So he's gonna have a big swing. It's not gonna be quite enough, right?
No.
Nope. He's using the effect of Omega. Um,
I guess during his own turn.
yeah.
Must be because
Yeah, it must be. 6.
must be during his own turn because otherwise, yeah, there'd be no other chance for him to use it.
That was the Call of the Haunted, of course.
Yeah, not really useful.
Yeah, Kozmo Slip Rider and Kozmo Dark
yeah,
Destroyer.
of course, yeah, he can use it during his turn and then get around the Infernoid restrictions. He's going to synchro into Herald. Oh no!
Oh, he's got some. I was about to say he's got some pretty big plans. Those plans are big enough to give him the win in the second game. We didn't even see it. Actually, masterful execution from Jens Eckardt when we were still like, when we were still like, oh, okay, it doesn't look bad for him, doesn't look bad for him. It looked a lot better for him than
much better
than we were aware of.
But I think that was Joshua's deck just not really
Yeah,
performing.
yeah, that is true. But everything was falling into place, like we said, with the strike and things like that, where we're like, yeah, he actually likes seeing his cards being negated here if it takes away life points from his opponent.
Yeah, why not?
So all of a sudden, 1-1 between these two.
Yeah, especially when it's basically free because he's banishing.
Yeah.
He's not like losing any hand advantage or anything. He's just banishing cards from the graveyard, which is the way that Infernoids keep advantage. But
and the thing is, both of them are 4-2. If they win, they are 5-2. Tomorrow they need a 2-1 record, I think, to lock up a position in the top 32.
Yeah.
That's doable. 3 rounds, you have to win 2 of them. That's perfectly doable. If you are 4-3, I'm not sure if you even make day 2. And if you do, you have to win all 3. So very unlikely.
No, I think you do. You make day 2 if you're X3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's X3 or 128 players, whichever is greater.
We're just going to try and check with the scorekeeper, who can give us the exact workings of this particular tournament. That's also dependent on the number of players that enrolled in the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's kind of hard to remember. But yeah, 7 rounds today. This is the last round.
Nice bit of sportsmanship there.
Yep. And that is the last duel of the day.
Yeah, this is going to be the last duel for today.
Right. Jens Eckardt on the top.
Yeah,
Joshua Oosters on the bottom.
Joshua is going to go first here. He's really wanting to open cards of Demise as well as blood trap cards. I see a tin can. That's like the best he could have.
That is a good card.
Yeah. Joshua here is going to set a couple of back rows. Cards of Demise. So he's got call and a teleport, and then he's going to draw 2 cards. Yeah, because he had a Dark Destroyer in hand. So just 2 cards. Only 2 cards, sorry. He's only drawing 2 cards. Only 2. So he gets Scythe. And that's not fantastic. He sets the Scythe and then...
Yeah, but then he has to be even happier that he gets rid of those cards right away, rather than like his next draw when he really needs it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's sugarcoating something that is not great, but
it's going to get shuffled up with Tin Can anyway at this point. This is a good hand for Joshua here. I'm not saying it's the best possible hand, like, there's always the possibility of infinity, but it's not the best hand in the world, but it's enough, I think, to stop Infernoids.
Right. Okay. Let's see what Jens is holding on to. Get a solemn warning.
Yeah. So again, like immediately, 2 of the cards in his hand. I don't want to say useless, but they're really unimpactful considering he's going second.
Yeah. So much better, of course. Vanity's Emptiness and solemn warning when you're going first.
Okay, so he gets a Slip Rider, which isn't the best one of those, but it's still an okay one. Just the fact that you can...
There is no such thing as a bad free card.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so Jens now drawing for his turn.
Yeah, I think he needs to perform a miracle with Raiden here. Side Smash is basically currently nothing because, he's got no Infernoids to banish for it, but the Raiden is going to be the thing that actually helps you. Oh, okay, so he drew into Fiend Sanctuary.
All right. That gives him a token that he can tribute.
Yeah.
That's one of those guys. It's ages old, but I can't blame anybody for not knowing that card.
I think it Merrick or Kyber who played Fiend Sanctuary?
Merrick.
Was it Merrick? I always think it's Merrick, but then I actually think it's Kyber.
I thought it was.
I'm not sure. One of them plays it in the
Yeah,
original
yeah.
anime.
But that's also been a while, of course.
Yeah.
It's not just that the card is old.
Yeah. So, that's even more clever. You can play Where Art Thou on the token. That's fantastic. That's super clever.
Yeah, it's a pretty good combination.
Yeah. I can see how Jens is doing quite well in our tournament this weekend because of Where Art Thou.
He came up with some really, really interesting plays,
That's really cool.
making the most of them.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to be able to utilize this token any more than he already has done.
Yeah, he's trying to summon it desperately. There it is.
Yeah. He's going to want to... He really needs to start milling some cards here.
Yeah, get some deck speed going.
Yeah.
At the moment, nothing's really happening.
Yeah. I guess he can synchro summon here. Synchro summon into a level 2.
Mm-hmm. The Axel Synchron? Oh, no, what was the name again?
Formula Synchron.
Formula Synchron, yes.
Formal Synchron.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
This card was everywhere at one point.
Yeah, it really was.
Together with Hyper Librarian.
Yeah. The old Tech Genus Librarian. I thought it was a real shame we didn't get those in the English names. Tech Genus, I liked that.
Mm.
They were all just called TGs.
TG, yeah. But everybody knew what it stood for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay. The
Tech Genus Halberd Cannon. That guy was pretty cool. Oh, that's
finally, we got a proper token. Oh. It's even a YCS
So he
edition.
received that for pre-registering at the event this weekend. So
where
he
does he go
can-
from here? It changed the levels?
Yeah, so when Decatron sends a monster, it gains the level
Mm.
of the monster it sends. So he's got a level 3 here, so he could go into Goyo Defender, which is a new card.
Plays 3 copies of that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a card he has been playing this weekend at some point.
Yeah.
But there's a call for the Kozmo Dark Destroyer.
Yeah.
Not all that surprising, I guess.
No, not really. I think this is the thing. Like, if Jens would have done this in his first turn and then set Warning and Emptiness,
Yeah,
like, that would have been really, really strong.
could almost be over then.
Yeah.
Now, not so much.
No. Seismas here, potentially going to do something, I guess, to get over that tin can, but still, he's got a target for its effect. I'm pretty sure you got a target for Seismat's effect, so he's not going to be able to deal with that Dart Destroyer. But I'm not too sure. Still, he can banish that for Slip Rider. So
Right.
it's not a big problem. He can just put a bigger monster on the field and say, okay, destroy this instead.
Yeah, speaking of a bigger monster,
He's trying to decide whether he wants it in attack or defense.
just checking his back rows again. We can
Yeah,
bring
what's he
those
got?
up again. Artifact Scythe
Yeah, Scythe.
and Emergency Teleport.
Call on E-Tele, yeah.
Yeah, call is face up.
Yeah, his call's already done with.
Yeah.
Teleport, not going to be hugely impactful in this battle anyway.
But maybe in the next turn.
Yeah, well, he could teleport in the end phase and get Tin Can.
Yeah. That's
That's
one
not
good
necessary.
move.
Yep.
Not the only good option.
No, definitely not. So Slip Rider's effect. Going to go and search for another Kozmo
So
monster.
much searching going on
Yeah.
this deck.
This is what I was saying. Kozmo only need to get a small amount of established field
Right.
before the Infernoid's going to have real trouble.
Yeah, they're gonna hang in there.
Yeah, I guess the only positive thought part about this is the monster that he summons right now is going to get banished by Seismas. Yeah, so Tin Can's going to get banished at the end of the battle phase.
And is the Vanity's Emptiness gonna be of any use in this match now?
Possibly. I
There's still a chance.
not. I don't think so. Really, it's because Dark Destroyer is not going anywhere fast.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's just. Yeah, he basically can just lean on this Dark Destroyer right now. Yeah, another reason why the Forbidden Unlimited list came out the way that it did.
Yeah.
Dark Destroyer is just so strong. Okay, so yeah, I was what I said was yeah, I thought Seismas targeted, but I must have been wrong about that.
So he got rid of it.
Yeah, but still he can in the end phase he's gonna be able to use Tin Can and just go search another Dart Destroyer. He can
But
do.
he cannot special summon it because of the Vanity's emptiness.
But
If
he's still in his end phase.
yeah, but is he gonna play it still in the end phase?
Yeah, definitely. You would
Definitely.
definitely play it if you were still in the end phase. Because you definitely don't want to get striked.
Yeah, it's just
Banish
banish one card on the field. It doesn't
Oh,
say
nice.
target one card or
Yeah,
something.
so definitely workable, that one. Okay, so he doesn't go get another Dart Destroyer. I think he's going to Cosmoja. That's not ideal. He has another teleport, so he could teleport into Tin Can here. As soon as he gets to his turn, he's going to really struggle because yeah, you're right.
He goes
Now
into his
this
turn.
is like he doesn't have a Dark Destroyer
Yep,
anymore.
yep.
If he had a Dark Destroyer, then
All of a sudden, this changes everything.
yeah,
I
because
mean,
he's
Jens was able to clear the field.
Mhm.
He forces his opponent Joshua into a position where he has to special summon again, and he can deny him doing just that with the Vanity's Emptiness, and that's gonna be clutch.
yeah, and warning as well.
Yeah, two options to stop your opponent from playing the game.
Yeah, I think Jens here is really in a good spot.
And we didn't see that coming, did we?
No, I
It
completely
really
forgot that Seismas didn't target.
Yeah. Let's bring that up for you. It's a really good card.
Yeah, yeah. If you manage to connect, it's very strong.
So there's
So the teleport is getting immediately warninged. I'm surprised that he warninged teleport.
Exactly. Why would you? Oh, I guess the thing is, if you first use Vanity's Emptiness and there's something else coming down and you want to use warning on it.
If he's got MST, then that's like really bad because then you just MST the warning and then
but also if there's a good
destroyed.
normal summon for Joshua, he cannot activate Solemn Warning. Yeah, I mean he can, but then he would lose his
emptiness.
Vanity's Emptiness as well.
Yeah, so I guess getting warning out of the way is probably the better play.
Yeah. Now the question is he going to flip it at the end
Nah,
of the
you
opponent's
wouldn't
end phase?
flip it.
I wouldn't do so. Like you always want to wait for the special summon to then negate it.
Yeah. Yeah, because then, like, if he does it here, if he manages to get, like, let's say, Dark Destroyer here, then Tin Can gets banished, flip up Emptiness,
Yeah.
done.
End of all the shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's the effect of Tin Can.
Yeah, so he's just going to go for big ships now. Yeah, I see your game. He definitely needs something to, like, that Tin Can is now vulnerable.
Very much so.
He doesn't realize that Emptiness is incoming.
Yeah, so...
Oh, he milled 2 Dark Destroyers right at the start. I keep saying he's going to go Dark Destroyer, but yeah, he got rid of 2 right at the start of Cards of Demise, didn't he? Yeah, no doubt chat's telling us all about that. But yeah, so he's not in a great spot here. What did he get from Tin Can? He got the Cosmotown. That's the worst. That's the worst one he could have got.
That is
he
the
needed a
worst.
monster. He really, really needed a monster here. So Seismas is gonna attack. Seismas has just banished 1 card, by the way, so you can start banishing Bakro as well.
Yeah.
Seismas.
He's
really good.
Yeah, I mean, he's the reason why the deck is in competition, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the Port of Desires.
And the 2 big guys, Deviati and Onunchu. It's intriguing to see how different people resolve Pot of Desires.
We've seen a couple of different versions of
1 to
this.
3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1.
Yeah.
No, 5, 5.
I've also seen 4, 4, 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are so many ways to count to 10, apparently.
Yeah, there's many, many ways.
Yeah.
You could just go 1. 1. That would take some time.
Yeah, it would. And I think it would also be stalling.
Yeah. I'd lose count, me. By the time I got to 6, I'd be like, I just keep saying 1 over and over again. It's confusing. 1. So yeah, so Saitsamasi is going to be able to just attack and start banishing his back row.
So
And Jens is free to
he's got a monster
do what he
in
wants.
the Kaiku.
Ooh, he could even monstigate. He could monstigate the token away.
And Kaiku is also not a bad card.
No, not at all.
Like,
If he just summons Kaiku.
There's stuff in the graveyard.
Yeah, okay, he's going to extend his place a little with Raiden, I think. Yeah, so he can try and mill many more Inferno monsters.
Yeah, the discussion is basically should you use Vanity's emptiness first or should you use Warning first?
I think Warning was correct first.
Yeah, there were definitely a couple of reasons for that we could come up with.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
one,
saying
it's one
all
of
of
those
those.
situations where you could pick one or the other. You can either take the risk of playing emptiness and outright winning by just showing your opponent the emptiness and then giving up, or if they did have something to remove the emptiness, to remove
Still had
the solemn,
Yeah.
then emptiness is getting destroyed without
Right.
you're just gaining advantage there.
So there's the Cosmojo now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think he's kind of having to try and stop his opponent here. It's not really anything for him to do about this. He's just got to let it happen, and then that's no real big deal. He's kind of, just mill with Raiden and hopefully get another one. So he's going to mill.
There we go.
That's a nice mill. Two Infernoid monsters. I think that's an Uchu as well. So that's one of the big ones. So not necessarily easy to summon.
Yeah, we're gonna have it up on the app. Just a second to tell you guys about that. He doesn't have a normal summon anymore, right? Jens.
No, he already used it on Raiden.
On Raiden.
He used Raiden's effect to mill 2. And now I think that's pretty much.
Now there's the Monster Gate.
So yeah, you can Monster Gate the token.
Yeah.
So you don't get to pick a level for this one. It's a lot like Reasoning, but you don't get to pick a level. Used to play this back in Diamond Huge Turbo.
Yeah.
Love that card. Yeah, so he's got to get to a monster that he can normal summon. None of the Infernoid monsters can be normal summoned, so he just keeps on milling through them. So now he's got another Raiden. That Raiden's not going to be able to use its effect because Raiden's only once per turn. It's a named once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's an end phase effect isn't, but it's regular ignition effect is. So he can make a rank 4 play here, but that's about it. Makes a rank 4 play, goes into Ununchu. That sounds good to me.
It's interesting because it's one of those situations where again Jens is so low on cards.
Yeah.
He only has the Kaiku in hand and those 2 Raidens and Vanity's Emptiness on the field, but it might be enough.
Yeah.
Like we saw in the game before, it
definitely going to be enough.
Might be enough.
I think that Joshua is kind of thinking about packing up here.
Not quite.
Well,
There's a Call of the Haunted.
But here's Vanity's Emptiness.
Oh, that's the target, I think. Yeah. I think it's not like it hit the field, but he was saying this is my target.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's no reason not to flip Vanity's Emptiness here. Like, honestly, that's like an invitation.
Yeah. So that's 34.
Pushing for some damage.
Yeah, so it's not. That will be enough next turn to.
And it's all up
End
to the
him.
next card that Joshua draws, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see what he's going to draw
He's
here.
got Kozmo Town in hand, so if he draws a monster that is not a good card.
He needs Wicked Witch.
Yeah. Jens gets rid of his own Vanity's Emptiness.
Well, it had to happen.
Yeah. It was
did he
bound
draw?
to happen. We are going to know in just a second. Still not quite up there.
He needs a pilot here.
Cosmojo.
Cosmojo. That's not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal. It's becoming a synonym for that's really bad.
It's not ideal. I guess I don't know what's in his banish pile, but he can still Cosmo Town one back. Yeah, I think he's looking in the wrong pile here. I don't know why he's looking in his graveyard. He needs to Cosmo Town something back. So what's he got? He's got Dark Destroyer, Slip Rider, and then something else. I think it's one tin can, but he's not got a lot left to search for a tin can.
Yeah, it
seems to be.
He's got some really bad mills this
Yeah.
game, and we don't know. Did he play the Pot of Desires this game? No, that was Jens.
No, that was Jens.
That was Jens. Yeah. So it's not like he's missing another 10 cards.
No.
That we're just like.
No,
Why
it
is he not
was the
playing
Cards
those?
of Demise. The Cards of Demise actually lost him the game because he discarded 2 Dark Destroyers,
Right.
and then the third got used and dealt with. So he basically just
He's out of action.
didn't mean
out
to
of
throw
gas.
away 2 Dark Destroyers.
Yeah. You rarely do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it's not ideal.
Right.
He has only one play here. He has to play Kozmo Town. He has to go find something in that banished pile of his to either shuffle back into his deck to find something that's more useful, like Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed would be pretty good right now.
As it always is.
Yeah, drawing.
Unless you're down to one card in deck.
Yeah,
That's the one situation that I can easily come up with where Pot of Greed is not here.
yeah. So he decides to go with Slippy, and then shuffle it back in.
Shuffle it back in.
I don't really know what he's hoping for here. I think it's got to be a straw man. If he gets a straw man, then it's, he's looking good. Then he can summon back the Dark Destroyer and you just get going again, basically. I think Saw Troopers. Saw Troopers will maybe help it. Does he play Saw
I was
Troopers?
about to ask. I don't see them.
Ah,
on
no,
the
he's not
list.
playing Saw Troopers. I think I've definitely seen Saw Troopers.
Draws another card.
Yeah.
It is.
Is it a Kozmo monster?
Needs to be Cosmos. No, it's not.
It's a back row.
It's a back row, yeah. Gonna see it in just a second. I don't think it's enough.
Well, he's playing on here.
Oh, we are in time.
That's a beautifully written. That's beautifully written.
He's got an anti-spell fragrance.
My handwriting is awful. That was amazing.
He's got an anti-spell fragrance. I don't think that's a card he was really hoping to draw here.
No. I think he's kind of hoping that his opponent destroys his scythe right now. That's his only play, that his opponent plays wrong.
Yeah, and Jens, of course, got enough damage.
If he's doing it.
And there is the handshake. Yes, there is the handshake. Of course, Jens
Yes, it
Eckardt
doesn't really
against
make a difference.
Jens
Scythe's
Eckardt,
going to come
he
back.
does not lose in feature matches.
Yeah.
Does not lose in feature matches. Even if we have him paired up against a player like Joshua Schmidt, plays one of the best decks in the field. That was back in the days when he was playing Six Samurai. He does not lose in the feature match.
Infernoid just pop up out of nowhere all
Yeah.
the time. I remember at the YCS, it wasn't Long Beach, it was something else. There was a YCS in America recently where it was just like, oh yeah, Infernoid went XO and won the whole thing. It's
Yeah.
like, what? Where did they come from?
You can see Ryan in the background calling it a day. The national treasure of Belgium is now relaxing. We're going to go over to our post-match analysis of our last feature match for the day, guys. Don't go anywhere.